So in the previous videos we talked about the game park holding handhelds they made in Korea. So the GP2X Black Edition or the F100, we have talked about it in a full video. But there is also an F200 model that we have checked out, and this new version had touch capabilities. Then it had like this weird looking analog stick and had just the new features and just bring this thing to the next level. And these were released around 2005, but there's another model I wanted to review here on the channel, and that is the Wiz Edition. The Wiz Edition is absolutely a beast and has so much more features and was released around, I say, 2009, and we're selling around $180. So when you're looking at this machine, it was absolutely just on the next level. It was smaller, was compact, it was like a really portable device, and it even came with some features, including of course the touchscreen. They call the chip itself the Magic Eyes Pollux. That's a system on the chip VR3520F. The CPU was running on 533 MHz and it was overclockable even up to 900 MHz. However, it was going to get the best stability when it runs around 750 MHz. It included a 2000 mAh lithium polymer battery that gives you around like 7 hours of game and video playback. It comes with a 320 by 240. It was a 2.8-inch display and it has an AMOLED touch panel. So when you're looking at specifications, this was like the next step, and it even came with a 3D acceleration GPU embedded on Pollux. The chipset supported OpenGL ES 1.1. And when you're looking at all the specifications, this was absolutely way better than the previous models they've released. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. So in this video I am quite excited to show you the GP2X Wiz Edition, whatever you want. And I wanted to check the thing out for a very long time, and finding one is going to be quite challenging because you can buy them, but they are asking a lot of money nowadays for these old school Asia handhelds. So this thing comes with a lot of new features, but the first thing I really love itself is the box. But let's take a close look at it, because this is not your typical China product. No, this thing comes from Korea. So here on the channel I've reviewed a couple of these products now, and this is maybe one of the best ones, or maybe one of the latest releases they did back in the day, and this thing has quite some interesting features. So the Wiz console has quite some interesting specifications. They're claiming this thing has an OLED display, touchscreen, 3D acceleration or accelerator, and we have the flash player, nothing really fancy nowadays of course, and the lithium polymer battery. Like some of those specs you're thinking, yeah, but what's so special about it? And you're just absolutely right. Nowadays this thing is completely outdated, but still I want to make a review here on the channel. But just doing a quick unboxing with you guys and just share this experience with you. So the revolutionary handheld game console. So here you can see like this thing was more like a multifunctional device. It comes for games, flash videos, SD card function, music, photos, comics. You can do a lot of stuff with it, including ebook, and this was basically what you can expect from this. The first thing I've noticed, like this thing is very tiny and feels very solid. This is not your typical cheap China handheld, and this is absolutely like next level shizzle. And that is something that I found quite interesting. But before we're going to do any further, let's take a close look at the other ones we've reviewed here on the channel. Okay, so the first one I've reviewed here is this model. This is the GP2X. So this thing is kind of clunky, especially when you're looking at it. Like, look how tiny it is, how thin this new model is. And this thing doesn't even have like some, like say, touchscreen. It just have this weird analog stick with a click. But that's it, like that's the only thing that we had. And the next model is this other model, also called the GP2X, and basically it's almost the same. It's similar to the other model over here. The only difference is they got rid of the freaking annoying analog stick that I didn't like it at all, and replaced it with 4 separate buttons. Not the biggest fan of it, but it does play okay. Did a separate review about it, but these things still work on, yep, guess what, on freaking batteries. It did have a touchscreen, so that was pretty damn cool, but you need to have an external source to basically give this thing some juice. So where this Wiz model comes in with all those new features. It's absolutely safe to say that this new Wiz model was just the next generation of those handhelds. And they came with so many improvements, but the question remains, what can we play with it, and was it absolutely worth picking up then, and was it worth picking up now? Because again, I already mentioned, like, I picked it up for not a lot of money, but sometimes you can go for crazy prices, because these things are going to be just like collectible items. So the first thing that we're going to get are just shoulder buttons, like with the previous models. We're going to get ABXY, we're going to get a normal D-pad, and this thing feels so much better. This thing is very small compared with the other one, or both of them, but it's still very comfortable. Menu button, select. So funny thing is, like, we don't have a volume because the volume over here has been removed, and we have select and start over here. We only have one button over here. It's quite an interesting choice. But the volume, yep, the volume is at the bottom, and I think that's even better. It looks like, just looks better. You know what, we still do have like two facing stereo speakers. We do have the same connector over here. Then we're going to get a headphone jack out. So here at the top, I already mentioned the shoulder buttons, and of course the SD card. So with the SD card, we can just add some new stuff to it. And of course the on-off switch is similar to the Nintendo Switch. We do have like a locking mechanism. And here at the back we can find ourselves the battery, the lithium battery. But let's remove the cover. Kind of weird choice. So we do have this click mechanism to basically like open it up, but there are still two secure screws. Kind of weird if you ask me. So let's see. So this thing comes, I think, with a special battery, specially made for this thing. So just have like the branding on it. Let's see if I can just remove it like this. I'm always trying to record and do the same thing, but I've noticed where some pins over here are holding it in place. So the downside to this is going to get broken. You're going to have an issue because this is not your typical battery. So that's a big downside. This thing looks quite nice. Looks very good. Here you can see like the stylus is in here. So that's pretty damn awesome. With the other one, I just got like this metal stylus. Don't know if it's the original one, but this one is basically inside this machine itself. So do we have like some information about the product itself? I cannot read everything, but so far, so here you can see like the GP2X Wiz edition is made, I'm guessing around 2009. But so this is basically what you're going inside. I'm not going to do any further tear down. It's not really necessary, but let's put this thing back together and let's boot it up. Alright, let's boot up this bad boy. I've been charging it before making this video. So does it still have this weird intro music? Do 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 do. No, it doesn't. Alright, much better. Okay, so let's see how fast it loads up. It's now loading. Yes, we know. Hurry up. Okay. It takes forever to load up. Yep, there's something is going on. Alright. So this is then the menu. Let's see if we can have some menu sound. Nope, there's no menu sound, no bleeping or whatsoever. Okay, so there are some built-in games, flash games, entertainment, so the menu is quite basic. Here we're pressing the shoulder button, we're going to get the extra menu, photos, tools, nothing really fancy. Okay, so let's take a close look at the Wiz games. Let's see how we can navigate through the menu. Also a question like which button should I press? Nothing is over here. Built-in games. So there was these things pretty damn cool for what I understand of. We do have like a couple of games that are pretty nice. So we do have like the Boom Shine. Just see what happens. Let's get myself the stylus. I'm guessing I'm going to need this. Alright, so let's boot it up. Explode 1 cycle out of 5. Okay, so the blast radius need to like blast all the other ones. Okay. Explode 2 circles out of 10. Okay. Oh crap, I already messed it up. See, there is one thing that is just a fact. I just need to... Oh man, I messed it up. Like I need to calibrate my touchscreen. But that kind of games are on here. Nowadays, nothing really fancy, of course. You can see like it's absolutely messed up. So you can see like everything is messed up. So let's go back to the main menu. Okay, this game called Telltale, or whatever. Alright. Okay, we can choose. I'm guessing we're just going to choose this configuration. I don't know if you need to press anything. Oh, now we go back to the main menu. Alright. Puzzle game. I love puzzle games. Alright. Oh, that's basically how it works out. So I'm guessing, can I use the stylus? Is there anything I can do that with? No, there's absolutely not working with the stylus. So I love these puzzle games. They are so much fun to play. Okay, so we just need to do it like that. Need to put it forward on a row. That's basically the idea behind it. Okay. Next row. Yep, thank you. Cool. So that kind of games you can find on a device like this. Let's go to the launcher. With the launcher we do have the option to boot up some other things in combination with an emulator. Here we have like the Pico drive, Game Boy Advance, Pocket SNES. This thing does have the capability of running a lot of different things. So I think that's pretty damn cool. This is a SNES. You can see like there are a lot of different emulators for this device that you can add to this. How optimized they are, that's of course the question. So let's just try the SNES GP2X and just see we can even play something. Okay, for the next round we're going to choose the Fast Pocket or SNES Pocket Fast because the previous one just basically froze on me. So let's try a different game that we tried before. Normally I'm always choosing like Donkey Kong, stuff like that. That is quite hard to emulate. Oh, it's kind of confusing that it started over there. Okay. The sound of this thing is amazing. Let's crank it up. And when it comes to the old games, it's absolutely like fun to play on these devices. It looks also amazing on this display. Oh, when you crank up the volume, they are, oh man, they sound so high pitched. But when you're looking at the FPS, you can see it dips down somewhere. I don't really mind it, I don't see it, I don't notice it, but that's of course me. Oh man, this D-pad is such a pain in the ass to play with. It feels amazing, but for fighting games, it's absolutely garbage. But what I don't need to forget is that the awesome thing is that we can do with these emulators. We do have the option with a quick load, a quick save. Something we're just like spoiled with nowadays. Nowadays you can just do it with every single handheld. But back in the day, I think it's pretty damn awesome that you had the option. Or I'm just used to it that we had these cheap China ones that didn't have it. But okay, that is all me. Okay, the reason I wanted to try this one out because I know a lot of these, let's say, cheaper devices had issues with it. Oh, man, this display looks so good. I do hear some minor weird things going on with the rings. Aha! Missing out the sound effect of the ring. Oh yeah, that was the thing that I didn't want to do. But yeah, you get the point. Exit! So one thing we conclude, this Wiz model is absolutely amazing compared with the other ones. And indeed, this panel that comes in it, I think it was on 3.5 inch, correct me if I'm wrong. This looks absolutely amazing. Like the colors, man. For back in the day, this was absolutely great. Because think about it. If you're looking at like similar handhelds that we've reviewed in the beginning, we had a lot of crappy displays. So for me, I'm flabbergasted about it, how good this thing is when it comes to the quality. Wiz, whatever you want. I must say that I'm quite impressed with this piece of hardware, and it was such a fun like unboxing it together with you and playing around. I'm just going to be honest, like messing with this, I think it's a lot of fun, but in my opinion it's quite pointless because we have so many options nowadays. If you were to be on the flea market or maybe online, you can pick it up for a couple of dollars. I think this would be in handheld, you can have a lot of fun with. But if you need to pay the full price, yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of a waste, or you just love to collect these novelties. Yeah, let me know in the comments what do you think of this. Would you pick it up? Well, thank you for watching. It would be great if you subscribe, hit the little bell, and become one of the Wicked family. But that means I will see you in the next video.